Good evening. I almost said good morning.
Right.
Good morning, my friend. One moment. Wait for a second or two, see who's going to join us tonight. How are you doing? How was your day?
Yeah, man, not bad, dude, not bad. How about yours?
It was fantastic. By the way, as you come in, please state your name, say hi. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question tonight, please put it into the comments. This is 2022. This is your time. This is your time. That's our time. You and I are launching stuff. We're creating things. We're creators, and we have a lot to teach you. We're going to give so much. Trust me on this. We're going to, and it's not a us thing, but we certainly do want to change your life in a really big way. We want you to create your own economy. Don't listen to all the naysayers. Just don't do it.
Yeah. No, you're gonna be way better off leaving yourself, putting your head down, and doing the grind.
It's funny because my wife and I were driving one day. You know how the Amish go by, and I said, "Isn't it funny? Like, look at their horse. You hear the phrase, blinders on. The reason for that is those distractions.
Right.
Sometimes we got to put the blinders on. This is it. We are going to challenge all of us. Myself. I'm a student too. Like I practice every day, like a doctor.
Well,
you're still practicing.
Well, I mean, when do you ever stop learning? If you do, you're dying.
Never.
You know what I mean? Like we learn something new every day.
You know what's funny about that? Somebody asked me just literally not too long ago. Because of my age, because in May I'm going to be a certain number, right? And he's like, "Yeah, doesn't it suck? Like, isn't it harder to like retain stuff or learn stuff?" I go, "No." Believe it or not, I actually learn better now than I did. I just do. I don't know if you do. Like, I don't know if that applies to you or not, but I don't find that that's true for me. If anyone's on here, tell me how it is for you. I don't know what your age is, but I'm going to be 55, and I'll tell you right now, I feel fantastic. And I learn so much easier now than ever. And I think it's because I'm more into it. Like, does that make sense? Like,
yeah. I mean, you're more into it now. You're old enough. Like we're old enough to settle down a little bit and pay more attention and concentrate and focus a little more, a little better. We actually get it now, where we didn't get it. You know what I mean? In our teens, 20s.
Absolutely. I've got a little bit of some hacks on that. Number one, feed your brain right. Don't eat junk food. Don't go to McDonald's. Don't go to Burger King. Don't eat junk food. Junk food will make you lethargic. It's going to make you where you can't focus. Matter of fact, they're linking all sorts of stuff to even, what is that kids get like that's beyond ADD? I forget that. You know what it is. It's there. And I'm not saying that it's definitely it, but autism and stuff like that. So you got to really be careful. Food is the first thing that helps you heal. I even go as nerdy as fasting and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that some night if you guys really want it. Like, because I'll tell you, in business, even fitness is part of business. Like, if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to show up?
Well, and for sure. And that's the other thing too. If you're unhealthy or unfit, and trust me, I know there's so much other stuff you got to worry about, and as opposed to focusing on the business.
Without doubt. So true. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I'm excited about tonight, guys. This group is relatively new. Our goal is to get over 1,000 this year. Feed the dopamine. Yeah, absolutely. Bert always shows up.
Yep.
Feed the dopamine. We're going to get this group to 1,000 warriors that lock arms together. That's going to change the world. We have a creed that we're all going to adhere to, like our mission statement, which we'll announce this week, which I'm excited about. If you follow this mission statement, trust me on this, you're going to see a big change in your life. But you got to show up. You got to do the work. You got to put the blinders on that we talked about before. You got to, don't listen to the noise going, literally recuse yourself from the news, bad conversations, friends, family that are very negative,
Toxic people,
toxic people.
you know.
You can't get rid of family, but you can distance yourself. So,
well, that's exactly right. I mean, there's always plenty of haters. There's always plenty of naysayers, you know, and how you deal with it, because you're going to deal with it. How you deal with it makes you who you are, you know.
100%. So we're just going to wait just a couple minutes more, and then we're going to get into it. And then tomorrow we're going to go a little deeper with this. So that is a addition for this week.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, let's lock arms. We have all sorts of things coming to fruition here that's going to really help you guys become a creator. So if you're a trainer, if you have a coaching program, you're writing a book, I think of like Joel Osteen. He's a minister. And again, one of the things that we got to do here, folks, is we talk about creators. If you love them, like them, doesn't really matter. Look at what they do, right? Way back in the day, I didn't really care for, I don't hate anybody. I'm not a hater. Okay, there might be one or two people. I work on that. But I try not to hate. I really do. I try not to hate. Hating is like an infection. Hating is like, it's going to hurt your own soul, not anybody else. So try to not be that. So what do I mean by that? You know, there's some flack out there about ministers making lots of money. And I'm just going to share my opinion real quick and then talk about the creation side of it. Here's a guy that really didn't want to be out front. You and I talked about this before.
Right.
When I had Capital, I had a coach. I hired a coach because I was going a different direction. He goes, Tim, you got to put yourself out front. I go, no. I don't want to do that. I literally, when the camera would come on, I would freeze. I showed you the camera. Guys, when I started, I mean, there was very limited tools. This was actually the second edition. There was one that was called the Flip, and there was no flip to it. It was just this. It was called a flip camera, and then this Kodak ZI8. I bet you this picture still would rival some things, but now we have the phone. We're going to talk about that tonight too.
Right.
Being a creator, no excuses. So that's another one. So part of our creed is going to be no excuses is on there. Aim above the mark to hit the mark. Honor your words. You know, if you have like a, for instance, and we'll go over this. I don't want anyone to feel like any of the information tonight that we go over that, oh, I don't understand that. Trust me, you will. Just trust the journey. Okay. And, but you really should have like guarantees. So honor your guarantees, right?
Dude,
if you have a money back guarantee and somebody says, you know what, it's not for me, honor it. Just, so what? You have to look at the broad picture, not the individual stuff. If you get a hater, so what? Okay. Don't worry about it. None of us are perfect. I'm certainly not. But I will tell you this, I've been there and I've created my own economy years ago. It helped me put my kids through school, college. I saw every football game, every play, everything. I showed up in life. I realized that people that were retiring were limping into the retirement. I'm like, ugh. And then I read the book from what's his name there, Robert Kiyosaki, and it changed my life, right? So, okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to share a screen here in a minute. So bear with me. Whoops, wrong one. Bada bing, boom. Here we are. Let me know, D, that you can see it.
It's up.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to make it bigger or not, but it's up.
Yeah, no, it should be fine right there. I guess I could. 1 second. Let's make it bigger. You're right, D. D's always right.
Tell my wife that.
Slide. Yep, there we are. Bigger?
Yep, perfect.
All right, so we're going to talk about product creation, the value ladder, the value stack. There's lots of names for this. We were showing, we trained this all the way back in 2012. I headed the BizRoom Academy, and this still holds true, which is amazing. Right. And now, there's other trainers that came out and they have different versions of it. But really, it comes down to this. I learned a lot from Andy Jenkins, incredible guy. Unfortunately, he passed away due to cancer back in 2019. One incredible guy. I talked about him this morning. Incredible creator. He created Blair Witch Project. A lot of people said that's never going to make it. It did. I was talking about Joel Osteen. He had to take over his dad's church. His dad passed away, and he really built it up to this big thing. And he used to be a camera operator. Well, then they purchased a stadium, a football stadium. No, everyone was a hater. Like, there's no way, you're never going to fill it. He knew he would. And I'm not going to get into religion. That's not what this is. He's still a creator, though. You have to remember, if you're religious, not religious, we were created. This is why I love creation. We were created, regardless of what you believe in. We were created. I have my own beliefs, and there's that. So what Joel did, though, is he released a book, and the book did millions. And he decided, oh, wow, because he has a platform now. Does that make sense? He's got a platform. So what he did is he said, hey, I'm no longer going to take a salary from the church. We want that money to be used, within the church. I don't know how you can be a hater of that. So what he's doing, well, he writes a book, he puts it out there for the world to buy, and you have a choice to buy it or not buy it. Yes.
That's right.
So I don't know why anyone would be a hater. Okay, so let's go over this. By the way, this part is going to feel basic, but believe it or not, this is where a lot of businesses failed. So real quick, little bit of a plug of my beginning of my career. I owned a company, was a business turnaround. I was an arbitrator, and we helped people that were being sued. We helped companies that were not only being sued, or they were running out of cash, they were ready to close their doors. So we would do business turnaround. First, we would try to save their business for them. Second, we would find a buyer to take over the business if that was what was needed, opposed to going bankrupt and just crash and burn, so to speak, right?
Right.
So let's talk about this. The want stage is just that. So we all want, you want to start a restaurant, you want to start, an online business, whatever it is, it all starts at the foundation. Your Business Loud was right. At one point just land.
That's right. And
then you had a vision. And then you got some people together. I'm sure there was some talks, and then the dreaming starts happening. Isn't that fun when that does that?
Oh, yeah.
I got a weird, let's see, what was this on YouTube? Don't know what that means. We'll leave it that. So with this stage, though, this is where 50% of all businesses fail. The reason why, and we're going to go more in depth on this later. One of the reasons, it could be lack of capital. It just depends of what's needed, the entry level. Folks, this is why I like digital products. You have services today that you can literally, how long does it take you to write a book?
I mean, for me, it'd probably take a heck of a lot longer than it does for you,
I'm going to sit. I've been standing all day. I've got a standing desk. Check this out. Like, it goes down, it goes up. See how my ADD? Anyways, there's tools. This is a tool. We're going to go all over the tools too, folks. You can have a tiny budget. You can have a big budget. Just don't blow money. That's part of this stage here. I've seen people do that. They go bonkers, and then before you know it, they run out of cash, right? You don't want to do that.
No.
So we're going to help you with that. Okay, let's get to the second one. So this is that want stage as to, this is where frustration comes in. This is when you got to dig deep, man. But you and I had a problem today with a stupid strike for copyright.
Right.
Like, what?
Oh,
it's a little second thing that comes into some person put that in there. It's like, it's a way to hijack. You got to be careful with stuff like that. We'll train on that as well. So even us, we can get caught on stuff like stupid stuff like that. that was supposed to be a snippet that had royalty-free rights. Well, come to find out, they put something in there that would trigger a bot, because there's not a real person saying this, by the way. It's there, so then they put that claim underneath the video. You move on, folks. I deleted it because I didn't want them to have claim to anything we're doing. Anyways,
Right.
So there's that. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the second slide. Okay, so this one is very, very, very important. So first of all, you know what you want. You're going to create your product.
You start planning, start getting your game plan together.
You get your game plan together. You know how much money is going to be needed. If there's advertising, all of these things that you need to do, that's where you start doing the foundation. The foundation, though, in my opinion, really comes down to action. So you're going to learn just-in-time learning. Like, once again, I've seen people think, I got to learn it all, and then I'll do. You're never going to.
Right.
Trust me, by the time you get halfway through, you're going to forget the last part or the beginning part. Don't do it.
Or someone like Facebook or Meta will change the game or do something else. You're right. No, you know.
This is why I love digital. Come on. Now listen. With digital products, folks. So let's talk about that. If you're a trainer, if you've got knowledge in your head, I'll give you an example. We have a domain name. We talked about domain names this morning. I am going to touch on them because somebody wanted me to clarify something earlier. I will touch on the domain names. Always make sure you got to lock up your assets, right? So whatever it is that you're coming up with, name it. Very important. Name it. This is the foundation part. Okay.
Right.
You want to name it. Once you name it, get the domains. .net, .com, obviously .com. And make sure it's not too long. We're going to go over domains tomorrow, but make sure it's not too long. Okay. But you want to be able to do that. But when it comes to the taking action, this is where everything starts. Because one thing I love about being a creator or the digital side of things, when I say digital, like I asked you, how long does it take to write a book? It could take 6 months, a year.
It would take every bit of a year for me.
Yeah. And then you got to go to a publisher and you got to do this and you got to do that. There's a lot of things that it's not good, right?
Right.
What I love about creating a course online, first of all, you can make way more money than a book. Now there's reasons for a book. I'm still got my book that we're shopping, but at the end of the day, having a digital course, you can literally change it on the fly. Like if there's a change in the marketplace, let's say you were doing some sort of training on Facebook, right? If Facebook changes, especially the way they look, you're going to have to remake that. Can you imagine if having to rewrite a whole book?
Oh my gosh. Right. No.
So, okay. So this is where you're committed, you're taking action, investing time and money, meaning, domain name, stuff like that. And then you start seeing results, because tomorrow we're going to teach that. We're going to go more in depth on some of the stuff tomorrow. But you start seeing results because you're putting it out to the world. We're going to show you how to do that. Okay, let's move on. And all right, this phase is this is what's cool, because affiliate marketing is where you could sell other people's products. Like there's ClickBank, there's all sorts of things out there that you could do. So if you're building your foundation, well, geez, I know how to do this. Like for instance, I have Pitch Leaders, so I own the domain name, and down the road, I'm creating a program called Pitch Leaders, and that teaches people how to pitch to investors, to whatever, just how to pitch, right? And how to win like negotiations. There's a huge need for it, right? So we did the vetting, all this stuff. And at the end of the day, that'll eventually be a product. Okay, as far as affiliate marketing though, back in the day when I had Business Turnaround, and we went online, there were some things. One was My FICO. Do you remember My FICO?
Yeah.
It's where the FICO score. Fair
Right.
Isaac Corporation is the one that invented the FICO score. That's your credit score, right? Well, I became an affiliate in because people needed that. So when they needed that and they bought it, I would earn a commission. So folks, you can have your own product, but you also can have affiliate products. I'll give you an example with Sam the Cooking Guy. Sam the Cooking Guy gets an affiliation fee if somebody buys one of those Mongolian grills that are outside $7,000, right?
Right.
And he makes probably around $1,500 every time somebody purchases one. However, he's got his own knives and he has his own brand as well. But he didn't in the beginning. He did this first. So he got known. He didn't have his own product yet. A lot of these cooks online, this is what they do. Before they create their own course, they're first doing free stuff, and then they have affiliate marketing. Let's use Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat's one of the most famous bloggers that there is. If you don't know him, you can see what he's done. It was really a lot about nothing. And then he started teaching like how he created certain things, and people gravitated to that. But they wanted to always know, well, where did you get that? Like a camera, for instance. He literally Canon has always been a great camera, but Casey Neistat had a lot to do with a lot of sales when it came to vloggers buying Canon cameras. Okay. I was one of them. I purchased one. You've seen it, and it's an incredible camera.
No, it's awesome.
But now with this, like, you only need your phone. Seriously, you can make incredible content with the phone. So affiliate marketing is a great way to get going if you don't have your product made yet, because you could do a training. For instance, like with a lot of these vloggers online, the way they're making millions with YouTube, number one, they get a ad share, right? Now there's a little bit of risk. What happens if YouTube says, okay, no more of this? There's that. However, that's why you want to own your own domain. God forbid some of these platforms go away, they can still find you. They can still buy your stuff, right?
Right.
With affiliate marketing, a lot of these vloggers, what they do is they will do what's called a product review. As you know, that Ryan kid, isn't he a billionaire now? Like, it's way up there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I want to say his brand is $1 billion. If you go into Walmart, you're going to see his face on a lot of toys. That's how you have to remember, folks, he started on YouTube.
That's right.
It was just a kid opening up toys and giving a review of it, and it blew up. Other kids loved it, and before you know it, he became his own brand. Hey, and that's how. So that's basically, with affiliate marketing, you can literally create a product, meaning a brand, by just doing that. So what do I mean by this? Let's use you for a moment, D, if you don't mind.
Right.
You already got Loud, so I'm gonna just give an example here.
Okay.
You already got Loud,
right?
And if you created a following on YouTube, because I think you guys definitely have that it factor. It's very interesting. People are gonna see these bikes, right? And the toys that go on it, like a GoPro, stuff like that. Then in your YouTube channel, you have a description and you have links to all of the products that you use. But if you guys were vlogging when you go out on these trails, I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a hit. It may be a hit. I don't know. If you went to YouTube, you might find stuff like this. But first of all, you're a Loud Performance, so you got a great name. You got you got a really cool social circle, meaning you got people to show up that do this. So think about all these videos that you have that you could actually put together and start making a vlog of Loud.
Right.
As soon as you get to 50,000 subscribers, you're earning right around 4 to 5,000 a month. Now I realize that doesn't sound like a lot, but once you get to 100,000, you're approximately at 10,000 plus a month just in ad share with YouTube. A lot of people don't know that. Once
Right.
you go over 1 million, right? Now it depends on the niche.
Right.
But if you encumbered some camping stuff or some, you know, like, especially if you guys are doing, do you guys ever like do this and actually camp with the bikes and
Yeah.
you're
Oh, yeah.
doing a whole retreat like thing?
Yeah.
That would have a huge following. Huge following. Then you could do chapters, and maybe you guys do that. I don't know, but you could do chapters even on the YouTube channel. That would make people want to get more involved. Before you know it, you would have this huge brand online, and that will bring Loud Performance, the online version, to another level,
Right.
if that makes sense.
No, it does. It's funny because like obviously the GoPro is the easy part of what we do. It's editing and going through all the content and
I
you know what
know.
I mean, and all, and that's where me personally gets
You need somebody that you got to delegate that. Like, you need somebody that's good at video that you could work a deal out that maybe they're part of the channel, right?
right. Well, yeah, no, for sure. And
And that's their skin in the game is they make the edits and they do all this stuff. I'll tell you right now, what would be cool there is even Grub Guys would have that it factor if we brought that onto YouTube, teaching people how to select.
I think honestly, I think that would be a huge, we talk about creation in classes and training all the time. I would love to do that.
This is what I'm talking about, folks. Like, do you understand? All you have to do is show up. Like, seriously, if you have a gift, and I know you have quite a few, D, and a gift is things that you're just so passionate about, right?
Right.
I'm passionate about cooking. I'm passionate about, like, not farming, like I don't have cows, but,
No, but
like gardening.
But like homesteading,
Homesteading.
off the grid.
Off the grid. I have
right.
a huge I don't know enough yet. I'm still learning.
Right.
But I have a huge passion for that. Elon Musk is opening up that thing in Austin, a whole campus.
Oh, dude.
Did you know that there's only 1,500? It was smaller than that. 150. Like, there's no houses. Like, literally, there's nothing. There's no inventory in Austin. So they're desperate. Like, all these people are moving in. Look at the need, right? So now they're doing printed houses. Have you ever heard of that?
No. I mean, I've heard of 3D printing a lot of things.
3D printing, that's what I meant. Yeah.
But I've never heard of 3D printing a house yet.
Yes. Google it. You're not even going to believe, dude, what these look like.
I know.
And very futuristic.
Because we've been thinking about trying to do some bike parts.
Oh, wow.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I never thought about something the scale of a house.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's like this. It's amazing. One of these days we'll bring some of this stuff on. But Elon is actually making these pods that are houses. These pods, I saw this years ago. Pods that could be backyard offices.
Right.
Like, I'm sure you've heard of people turning sheds into offices.
Oh, dude, obviously the tiny house movement and stuff is huge. Like, there's a place over in Little Valley over by Burt that took an old car dealership over and are doing like customized timber frame sheds.
Wow.
And stuff like some pretty cool stuff,
Really?
Yeah, like Timber Hut, or I don't quote me on the name, but they took the old Buick GMC dealership over there and actually made it a factory.
I'll be down. Are they
a showroom inside
like
Timber Hut? Yeah, thanks, Bert. Yeah,
there's a little,
but like the showroom where the cars were, actually they got some models in there, and then they got the service area where they're actually producing them.
Wow, that's incredible. That's cool. And by the way, just look where the trends are going. Elon, I love the idea that Elon might make a change there at Twitter. I love the fact that he owns quite a few shares. All right, let's move.
I think that's going to be great. The other thing too, like what do they call that? A giga factory, a giga plant? What do they call that down there? Because it's so freaking big.
It's huge. That is it. Matter of fact, we'll bring that in. You won't even believe these houses that they're making. It's incredible. and it's like a campus. So they're going to be making all this housing. And anyways, they're think about that. Okay, there's a problem of no housing there, and now they're going to create that. They're going to create the solution for it.
Right.
All right. Here's where you get into the pro mode. Like now you got through the want stage. You're starting to make some stuff. You got the foundation, meaning a business niche. Like you're loud. You guys, bikes, trails, whatever, outdoor living, all of that stuff. And you guys have a culture behind it now. That's why you need the YouTube channel for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
no, for sure. I mean, we've always tried to build a community, and we're getting to that point now. We got to engage them differently.
Without a doubt. Professional, being a creator of systems. This is courses, trainer, a book, SaaS systems, apps, physical products. Like I keep showing the same one. We've got more products than this. Oh, I used it today. Oh, nope, here it is. This is a little product that will be coming out this fall. Maybe you're doing seminars. Seminars is a big business. You and I are going to have a retreat. We almost had it. We had one guy that was going to book the whole thing. Remember that?
Oh yeah, totally.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah, COVID.
Listen to this, folks. You got to listen to this. Dee and I were at a point where do we take this? Thank God we listened to our internal,
right?
Because it was literally 100,000 up. Or 125,000 is what this organization would have had to pay to go to Austin. We were going to be in Lake Travis, and we were renting a mansion. We almost pulled the trigger on that, and then COVID hit.
Right.
Can you imagine if we would have taken it, and then you got a refund? When you refund something of that scale, that's a huge slap to Stripe. Now, mind you, could have we got on the phone or somehow fixed that? Like, hey, that's not our fault. We were going to book this and now we can't.
Right.
But, we at least had the foresight of saying, hey, and the cool thing is he's still on board, and we're looking to do something this fall. And any one of our creators comes up with something amazing, we would love to invite them. They would win that trip. Invite them to, it's not going to be in Lake Travis this time, though. We have a different location. Anyways, moving on. Maybe we should, though, because of that plant there. I don't know. Maybe that would
be right. No.
All right, moving on. We are going to the top of the hill. All right, this is what's called high ticket. Now, high ticket is many different deals. Now, mind you, you elevate to this level. So think of Gary Vaynerchuk. We all know that Wine Library would have been in that blue stage. Okay. He already knew what he was going to do. So he was past the want stage, but he was definitely in the foundation. He knew he was very intuitive. He knew YouTube was going to be a thing. He was one of the first people on YouTube. Think about that. Showing up. He showed up even though nobody was there. He knew the only one that was watching his show for the first few months was mom and dad. And he kids about it. It's true. That's what happens. So high ticket, partnerships. This is where partnerships are found. You and I, we partnered on a few things, right?
Right.
Partnerships are found. Speaking deals. I've been a speaker for years now. You get speaking deals, book deals, still working on that. And then, of course, sale of assets. We're working on that.
Right.
We have something that it's high seven figures if it sells, right?
Oh,
I shouldn't say if.
It's when.
It's when, because an exit is an exit. Always aim. There's going to be a point when you want to exit on something. Even Elon some days not going to be the head of Tesla. Let's be honest. Who knows? Maybe that's going to be way down the road, but you don't know. But this is where you want to aim, folks. You get past the want. If any of you are just, Tim, I've got an idea. D, I've got an idea. That's that want stage. That's the very beginning. You're starting to lay down a foundation. Everything that we have right now, even this room, like everything was a thought at one point. Followed up by what?
Action.
Foundation, folks. Action, commitment, taking action. I can't say it enough. How many people say, or they said they have a great idea and you run into them 4 years later and they tell you, I got this great idea, and it's the same idea.
Right.
Nothing against them. I think it's great that they have ideas, but there's a lot of people that die with them.
That's right.
Don't die with your idea. You got to get it going. You got to take action, invest time and money, see results. You get results. We're going to teach you how to do that tomorrow. So let's talk about tomorrow now. Affiliate marketing. You may want to tap into that. If you don't know how, or, well, what affiliate marketing am I going to do? We'll teach you that. Don't worry about that. Don't even worry about that. Just think of your niche and what would accompany it. So think about this for a moment. Let's pretend you're in I still think you need to do it. And I know you keep pushing back on it, but let's say D decides he's going to sell little teardrop trailers, right? I think there's a huge need still for that. They fly off the shelf, by the way. Did you know that you can't even find trailers? Like, there's a company locally that's buying them up off the marketplace and reselling them on 60. That's what he's doing,
Right.
So he's gobbling up the inventory because it's in hot demand. COVID caused that hot demand for that. People, one thing nice, people ended up learning how to live out loud, no pun intended, but they learned that, right? We all did. Like, we got outdoors. We wanted to be outdoors. The outdoor, it's going to get even bigger. You think of some of the ones that went under, they went under at the wrong time, right?
Well, no, and you're 100% right. I mean, there's, the outdoor recreation, getting outside movement, whatever you want to call it,
Yes.
because of COVID. I think it's definitely something that's going to stick around a long time. And that's, I mean, greenways, there's so many, there's so much government money out there to turn urban areas into urban parks or trails or multi-use facilities, or, they're really pushing for that,
Without a doubt.
So you better take advantage of it.
You really do. And I always like utilizing you because people can kind of get their mind around it. And, but imagine so you've got this, you have this outdoor recreational, you're selling experiences. That's the business that you're in.
We're selling experience and come be a part of the community. That's what we're selling.
And it's fun, and the bikes are fun, and they're getting in shape and all that stuff. So you got that, right?
Right.
But then you have to think, what else would those people like? So imagine that you teamed up with Town Tents, right? There is such a thing, and no, I have no affiliation with it. They're just a really cool tent. You can Google it, put Town Tent in, guarantee it comes. I don't own it. But at the end of the day, you could team up with a company and say, listen, we really love your product. We want our community to see that. So imagine your video, the bikes are coming in and you see the guy taking off the backpack and he pops up this tent, right?
Right.
Come on, it's sexy. Like,
no,
that would sell off the shelves, dude, and it doesn't even take up a lot of space of inventory. Now, that would be an online sale. Did you actually look it up?
I'm actually doing it right now.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so I just feel like you're unlimited what you could do. You're actually, well, I know you know it. You actually, your business would be so easy to add on things, and not at a level to where it makes you so big that it could fail. I mean, stuff that would really take off.
Right.
That's that green area. You're already in there. Like, you're ready for that. Like, once you're online, but once you guys start doing, like, if you could do a YouTube channel and just sell the experience, people love that. They're going to tune in. What's a fat bike? What's this? What's that? Hey, what equipment do I need? What helmet? You have so much content. It would never stop. Like, with your industry, like, you never would run out of content, where I know that are some people, it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, after I get to this point, I don't know what to sell. Not sell, but talk about. Anyways, okay, so we talked about the blocks. This is what I called the stack. This is the stack. Tomorrow, we're going to go in depth as to the things you have to do in each stage. And we won't move on to the next stage until you're there. Folks, that's where the foundation happens. You don't get overwhelmed. If you get overwhelmed, you quit. That's that red stage, right?
That's right.
They get overwhelmed, they quit, and it's done. Or a business runs out of money, or they ran out of this, or whatever the case is, or the product wasn't good enough. What's cool about today, you can figure that out really soon and move on. We've all done it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No.
All right, D, if you don't have anything else to discuss, I'm going to get off my chair here. We will wrap up tonight. This is the 52 Creator Challenge. We want to invite people, obviously, to Link Boss. And we had a snafu with running ads today. But once again, folks, this is how things happen.
Right.
And we're really wanting to build this group up. So please invite other entrepreneurs, other people, creators. The more you get involved, the more you show up, watch the level of the trajectory of your life. Make sure you introduce yourself inside the group. You got to show up, introduce yourself. You don't have to give away anything that's proprietary, meaning if there's something that's got to be behind the curtain, that's fine. But you may want to talk about like the industry you're in. Like D, for instance, is in the recreational and now SaaS systems. You're in that green area, right?
Right.
You're at the top. And everything behind you, that was once a dream, once a vision that became a thought, that became a thing. And with action, it became a real company. And now you're leveling up, and so are we. So at the end of the day, we will see you tomorrow. Once again, invite others to come into Link Boss. We're going to do a lot more training tomorrow as well. And every week, we're going to help you folks. So
we're on it.
Yeah. And if you have a question, remember, we both have different skill sets. For me, mine, is SaaS systems and software and websites, domains, and all of this stuff in between. Funnels, we're going to teach what that is and how that's going to help you. Also, we have affiliated products. If you don't have something yet, we do have things that you could use, and it doesn't have to be us. You can go to the ClickBank. There's so many products out there that you could say, like this, for instance. Let's say, I don't know, if you're a cooking show, where did you get that? If there's something you love, I have certain knives that I like. I could affiliate those meaning I could get a commission if I sold those. So you can start there or add it on to your business. Trust me, it's all about revenue, and we're going to teach you revenue ideas of how you want to. You don't want one thing. You got to have 3 things always working or more. Like you have several products you sell.
Right.
Anyways, all right. If you don't have anything, D, thanks again, folks. We will see you. Let me just make sure there's no more comments. Awesome. Bert, you're awesome as well, always showing up. I know that you have a great business idea as well. And once again, we're going to go really, really mainstream into those, how to get now this off the ground. You got the domain name, you got this. How do you get the product going now? We're going to help you with that tomorrow. Alrighty, folks, you have a great evening. Peace.